Hey guys, it is Brian here. Welcome to episode 4 of our Cardiff City career mode series for FIFA 14. In today's episode, we got 2 more games for you. We're also going to do the transfer deadline here as well. I took your responses in the comments section from the last episode, put that together, and tried to come up with the best situation possible for our team going forward. We don't have that much money, so I was looking for something that would really make an impact for our team right now. And someone, or actually a couple people, kind of recognized the fact that the left back position was seeming to be the weakest position that we had currently, and I knew that if we brought in a player there, especially a younger player that could develop, that would be a really good spot to initially develop for our team. So I started looking at left backs for this episode, and one of the players noticed, or obviously a player that's got lots of potential, Luke Shaw, was mentioned a couple times in the comment section, so I decided to go after him, see how that would go. I was assuming actually that would take a little bit more than, what they were asking for. This whole new system of not really knowing, the overall of the player, not really knowing how much they want until you actually ask the team is really invigorating for me playing the game, because it makes it that, you're seriously looking into buying a player and you don't really know the value of that player until you actually ask the team. Sometimes in FIFA 13, I'd feel like a player was a ripoff, like, hey, he's worth 8 million, but we want, 12 million for him. That would always kind of rub me the wrong way, and I wouldn't want to go after a player like that. And in this case, not knowing how much the player is really worth makes it really interesting in the case of trying to buy a player. And for £3.5 million, I thought, you know what, Luke Shaw is probably going to be a young player, has lots of promise, going to be a solid pickup for our team, and I decided to pull the trigger on that. With that said, we didn't have that much more money left over, so I decided to keep the rest of it because we can use that money in the January transfer window, along with maybe requesting for a little bit more if we do need to at that time. But yeah, no, I thought it was a good transfer overall, and really low wage as well. I think he's only 71 overall, so he's not massively strong in the overall. We're not bringing in a star player to our team, but a player that definitely is going to be able to develop over time, and someone I'm very excited to have on our team now. We're going to move on to the Capital One Cup here. Second round of the Capital One Cup. And we're playing Newport County, and that's a good matchup to have there. I'm not sure how many times these teams have actually met, but obviously facing another Welsh side was something that I knew going into this game, and I was like, okay, we're going to have to win this game. This is going to be the utmost importance. And I rarely get to play against League 2 teams, let alone teams that have just been, promoted. So it was really fun to play against a lower side like Newport County. But you can see there immediately, the header goes in, hits the bar, there's no one there to get the rebound, and Zabrowski puts that away, so we're behind the 8 ball early. I started sweating just a bit, but Nicky Maynard there, in the striking role for this game, hits the bar as well, and Jordan Much there, able to, with plenty of time actually, to put that away, does so, and we get the game tied up almost immediately after that. And going into this game, I really played, I wouldn't say it's a secondary squad. I tried to, play most of the players that we have on our team that are in the mention for actually playing games, but I also wanted to give some players like Nicky Maynard a chance to actually play, see how they're playing, and Newport County, probably not going to be that tough of a game. So that was kind of the thought process going into this one here, but as you're going to see as this game goes on, we're going to kind of ramp it up a bit and make sure that we're not going to lose this one here, because after 45 minutes, we got the possession, we got a little bit of a lead on the shots, but besides from that, Newport are right in this game. They're fighting, and they want to get that win against Cardiff. That would be a pretty big win for them as well. And our side of the deal is that we just don't want to lose to a League 2 team. That would be a bad way to start off this career. We get some chances going on here. Craig Bellamy coming off the bench, and he has a nice one there that I thought could have gone in. But Stephen Calker, the center back there, that is newly transferred to Cardiff City, a player that I played with lots in FIFA 13, and he's definitely making himself known for the team early on here, getting a nice goal for us, and giving us that 2-1 lead, which is really important. But in the 89th minute here, or 88th minute that is, a goal that I was so frustrated with. I was so torn up about that, because I thought we were going to pull this away. They get the early goal, we come back, we win the game. That was the storyline I was going for here, but as you can see, that one just trickled in, barely, almost got it off across the line, but not able to do that there. So we're going to extra time. The one good thing about the Capital One Cup is I was not excited for the idea of playing another game, another match against Newport County. Luckily in the Capital One Cup, we don't have to do that. We just play extra time, which does, tire out the players. But besides from that, it's definitely a better way to go, at least I feel. Just get the game out of the way. But here you can see almost immediately Nicky Maynard with the chance there, really not able to put that into any sort of corners. It pretty much just went right at the keeper. So a chance wasted in that regard. But going into the second half here, we continue bringing the pressure and trying to get a goal, trying to, you know, find some sort of way to get in, because we weren't really doing that early on. We weren't really getting the great opportunities. We're getting a couple, scored a goal, scored 2 goals actually, but we weren't getting the chances, and this was the final point here where we actually started opening up the game a little bit, but not able to get a goal either in the second half of extra time here. So we're going to have to go to penalties, and going to penalties against a League 2 team. I knew we were going to have the advantage because they're not going to have a lot of players that were going to be actually, you know, strong enough to take the penalty and, you know, not get all freaked out about it. But at the same time too, I was worried. I was a little bit freaked out. So we got Craig Bellamy here. First one goes in, and in response, Flynn, dead tired, but is able to put that one in the corner. We follow that up. Odomwingie, very lucky there, as we chose the wrong direction, but it was still a little bit to the center, so that didn't you know, go against us there. Kim getting the goals, so back and forth goals pretty much up until this point. Then Jones takes the shot, and Lewis there, who is playing as, you know, currently the backup keeper, had maybe a little bit of a rough game because he let up 2 goals, but nice save there and keeps the game alive. At this point, Medell could win the game for us right here. Not able to do it though, so the ball is back in their court. If they get a goal here, the game is tied up once again, but that's going to hit the top of the bar, and we're going to beat Newport County with a little bit dramatic in that second round matchup in the Capital One Cup of all things. We'll take the win, and as you can see from the stats there, by the end of the game, we were really letting the shots go, and that was the most shots that we've had all season so far. It's been, you know, most games 5 shots, 6 shots, kind of been the norm, and that was really opening up there, but not able to get that much more going in that game. But you know what? We get the win regardless. We'll be able to move on to the next round, which is really the most important part. And after that game, we move on to our second game of the episode here against Hull City. And just so you guys know as well, I'll be moving on to 3-game episodes in the future. But I'm going to be doing that once the series starts to slow down a bit. And what I mean by that is that currently at the very beginning of the series, I'm going to be trying to do videos every day. If not every day, every other day. I had, you know, busy time the past couple days, mix of sickness, mix of school, mix of a bunch of different things. So it's been hard to get stuff out, and sometimes it's hard to, you know, really get yourself motivated to make videos too. So I had a little bit of a period there where I just need a couple days to recoup and then back at it. But you know, at the very beginning here, I want to make the videos as quick as I can so it continually feels refreshed. We're, you know, really moving on with the series, and as we get, you know, later on, you know, we start slowing it down just a bit. But here you can see in the 24th minute, Luke Shaw, the new acquisition, with actually a really nice goal there from him. A bit off balance, is able to find the top corner of the net, and a good goal for him in his second game, I believe. But yeah, going back to how many of these are going to be doing. Normally, it's going to be, you know, every couple days, every day or so, and until we slow it down to every 3 days or something like that, that's, you know, in a couple months or something like that, that's when I'll start doing the 3 games. And if, you know, there's a reason, special episode or something like that, I'll do a bit more. But it keeps these episodes just a bit shorter, a little bit easier for me to put together as well, and hopefully as well get it out as much as I can at the same time too. Yeah, you can see Danny Graham there though, getting an opportunity on the break, able to score that one, and almost another goal for them there, but a good save by our keeper, and that ends the first half. As it was pretty good for us. We had a, you know, good half overall. And a question I want to ask you guys, we're going in the second half here. What is your preference in regards to what kits we wear? Because I understand, you know, the fact that blue is the actual color of the team, and, you know, the colors have been changed, and that's something that is a bit controversial in regards to that. But I've been relatively going with, you know, this is actually our first game, I think, playing in the blue, and I've just been kind of going with, you know, whatever the game gives me. I haven't really been switching it up. But would you prefer to see more blue over red? Would you prefer to see blue when we're playing at home? You know, that might be a very minor thing to some of you guys, but I'd rather, you know, do what you guys are interested in seeing rather than going against that. So if you could let me know in the comments about that too, that'd be cool. As this game winds down, though, we have a really good opportunity here to see if we get something to go, and that was just a crappy pass, and the game's going to end. It's a 1-1 draw. You know, maybe could have done a bit more in this game. So not the best episode because we got a win and a draw, but that win came at a very big cost. We had to play a long game to get that, and also against the League 2 team. And this game here was back and forth, good action, but we weren't able to get the win either. And you can see we only got 1 shot the whole game. So we have to work on that. I have to work on breaking down the team. Maybe that has to do with the formation. I really like this formation. It's been one of my favorite formations in the past, but you know, sometimes you got to change it to find what works best for you. So we'll look into that maybe in the future as well. I'll leave you guys with the standings, but until next episode, thank you for watching. I'll see you in episode 5, and we'll get more Cardiff City coming to you in the future. Cheers.
6th, Fulham with 6 points. In 7th, Southampton with 5 points. In 8th, Arsenal with 5 points. Bottom of the table, West Ham United with no points. And then reading up the table, second bottom, Aston Villa with 1 point. Third bottom, Sunderland with 2 points. Fourth bottom, Swansea City with 2 points. Fifth bottom, Norwich City with 2 points.